You be a good hammer. Be a really good hammer. Mwah, mwah. I will never leave you alone. That's right, my Mew Mew. I'll never, never, ever leave you alone. That's right. That's right. Mwah, 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 mwah. Oh shit. Oh shoot. Oh shit. Um.
What in the
I
name?
step out of this dimension for 5 minutes, and this is what I get back to.
Listen,
There's nothing. There's nothing.
listen.
I
I'm
don't
just
have an infatuation with my hammer.
I
Okay.
had to forcefully open my third eye in order to deal with what happened to the Illuminati, and I come back to this.
listen. It wasn't my fault. Okay, it was all him. It wasn't me.
That's right. This is my new my new partner. His name is Mew Mew. I know her name is Mew Mew.
No, you gotta call a weapon by its real name. Mjolnir, I summon you.
That's Mew Mew.
It's Mjolnir.
Mew Mew. Okay. Anyway, that was fun. But anyway, guys, welcome to a new podcast of the Buttery Show. We have me, aka Ryan, aka the Golden Nugget, and we have Michael Coffee Rain in my left side, and we have the Vanilla Lightning himself, Boken Kabuto, or aka Mikhail Matusevich. What's up, guys?
Not much. I was dimension hopping, and this is what I walk into. You cheating on my weapon.
This is my weapon, so shush.
Yes. Well, my hammer is larger than yours.
Mine's big and has this balance and sturdier. Wanna
no,
fight, bro?
mine
Comparing
is
hammers.
bigger.
You wanna fight, bro? You wanna fight?
Yes.
Y'all gonna keep comparing hammers, aren't y'all?
That's right.
Stop. Hammer time.
Da, da, da,
Da,
da,
da,
da,
da,
da,
da,
da,
da, da, can't touch this.
da,
Da, da, da,
da,
da.
da,
Yes.
da, da.
Thor Odinson, the god of thunder and partying.
Oh my gosh. But anyway, guys, so you guys know we are going to be discussing Thor: Love and Thunder. It is the fourth solo film of Thor's the fourth solo Thor film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It stars, of course, Thor himself, Chris Hemsworth. It's directed by Taika Waititi, and co-starring is Tristan Bale, Tessa Thompson, Taika himself, Russell Crowe, Natalie Portman, and also surprising Jamie Alexander, and of course
The Guardian.
a lot of other people here. Matt Damon. Anyway,
And also, this is the first entry in the MCU to have a fourth installment, not counting the Avengers.
yes. Oh, so
Mm.
Vanilla, your mic's a little bit. Yeah, put a little closer to your mouth. Yeah, so that we can barely hear you a little
Better?
bit. There you go. So anyway, so before we start, what do you guys think of this movie? Starting with Vanilla.
Well, go on.
Well, what's your opinion on this movie? What do you like about it?
I thought the film was quite electrifying. And thankfully, they don't just have Guns N' Roses songs, which were inserted quite brilliantly. They also had a Dio song. I appreciate that. But more importantly, this is probably the best performance I've seen Natalie Portman give since Revenge of the Sith.
You mean that other film in a galaxy across far, far away?
Yes, it's also conveniently currently owned by Disney. Yes,
Yes, it's kind of coincidental, but yes.
yes.
Okay.
Maybe Natalie Portman should be in a Star Wars movie.
Anyway, copy. What are your thoughts on this film?
I actually liked it. To me, everything was good. It was funny. Honestly, I would definitely see this movie again.
Okay. So me and Vanilla, we actually watched this film at Al Capitan Theater. It's in Hollywood. It's one of Hollywood's historic theaters. It's actually owned by Disney, and it was a good experience. Actually, shout out to my boy Clement for giving this as an early birthday gift, a Thor vest from we went there. We saw the costumes from an actual movie. Clement was very popular because he brought a Stormbreaker We got a free
The
poster.
1-to-1 scale Stormbringer.
Yes, and we got like a nice poster from the theater, exclusive poster, Thor Lone Star poster from El Capitan, and yeah, we even watched a light show. I was surprised we had a light show.
Honestly, I like this light show better than the one we saw in Lightyear.
Yeah, because of course they played the Guns N' Roses songs like yeah. But anyway, my thoughts on the film. I really liked it. I mean, of course, some people put in, you look at Rotten Tomatoes, like it's 71%. Critics like, I mean, no, like it's a really good movie. I probably see why it's a little lower score, but it's a really good movie. I recommend you guys watch it in theaters because it's really good. Um, but yeah, pretty much that's what I like about it. Now again, let's discuss the characters. What are your thoughts on Thor, like Chris Hemsworth's portrayal as Thor the fourth time in a solo film? Starting with Vanilla.
Well, clearly Hemsworth wants to beat Hugh Jackman's record of having the most films where he plays a specific superhero role. What are we at now? 8, probably.
You have Thor, 4 Thor films and 3 Avengers films.
7.
Oh, it's a 4, so he's 8. Now he's now an 8.
He's at 8. Yeah, so that's actually like pretty good. He's on his way, and there's going to be another Thor film, from what I've heard.
There's gonna be another Thor film.
Yeah, and we're gonna see another, and I'm pretty sure somehow Doctor Strange is gonna work Thor into the story moving forward. So we're locked in for having 10. We just need one more, so he could Alec Baldwin, Hugh Jackman, Steve Martin. That joke's probably not tasteful anymore, but yes, he is noticeably a lot more muscular compared to the previous films he was in. And actually, I like the reasoning behind it, and I love the way it is utilized in the movie.
Okay. Starting okay, then same question. Vanilla coffee. Same question.
Honestly,
Thoughts on Chris' performance in his fourth solo film. That's Thor.
honestly, I liked it. I really did because like you said, it's his 4th solo film as Thor, and I liked what the directors were going with, like a little bit of comedy and everything else, and he really brought it, and that's what I liked about it.
All right. So for me, what I like about Chris' performance, you could tell he was having a really great time with this film. I mean, it was in this like thing is like he's so used to playing Thor. He's like, you know what, this is behind my thing. It's so genuine. Like I could tell his performance and this one was so genuine. Like he really cared about this character, and you can see it here. So yeah, I mean, again, Chris did an amazing job. Now, of course, as much as we love Chris in this film, unfortunately, in my opinion, he was not the main star of this film. In my opinion,
I agree. He was
the main star of this film was, I'm going to talk to the next character, was Jane Foster. Natalie Portman killed this movie. This is actually, I'll say this is her best performance in a film in a long time. So
better get an Oscar.
And like, what's funny is I was kind of like before, like, so when she was announced that like she was coming back as a Mighty Thor, like the thing is, you gotta remember her first 2 films in Thor was not really that good. Like it was like, she was basically, her character was redundant. Like she doesn't need to be there. So I was getting a little nervous. And plus the fact is like Natalie Portman's more with the dramatic art, dramatic films, her resume. But like I was like, can she really be a superhero? What really caught me like surprised, like, oh, she actually worked out. So that's why there's the little meme Chad May because like she got buffed. I'll get Padme.
Like,
but again.
Okay.
But looking at trailers,
she can be an action star because of Attack of the Clones. Like, because in Attack of the Clones, she straight up was an action star.
Yes,
she was.
But it's been years since she's done a role like that. So
Yes. No, but like as a superhero, like can she actually do a superhero role? And fortunately, my answers, my concerns were put out of the door because she killed it. Every time Jane Foster was in this film, she lit up the whole crowd. And so let me ask you this: what are your thoughts on Natalie Portman's portrayal as the Mighty Thor in this film, starting with Vanilla?
Again, like this is the best performance I've seen Portman do since Revenge of the Sith. Like I know a lot of people are gonna hate me. It's like what do you mean? Like what? Like have you even seen Black Swan? I'm like, yeah, I've seen Black Swan. I think Mila Kunis stole the show for that movie. um, but the thing is here, like yes, Natalie Portman actually gave a very enjoyable performance, and honestly, like I'm glad you brought up the whole drama aspect because honestly, like I think the best scenes she was in were actually the ones where she does go through cancer treatment. And
Hmm.
yes, spoiler alert, yes, she does have cancer.
Oh, before we continue, so guys, this is a spoiler warning. All right, this film is a
Spoiler
spoiler review
warning,
or discussion.
people.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, get out. If you watch the film, please come back after you watch it. Now, continue, Vulcan.
So yeah, stage 4 cancer. She's dying, and of course, Mjolnir is keeping her from feeling the symptoms of her death, but it's also preventing her from being able to accept her body to accept the chemotherapy. So it's a double edged sword where like you're both dying and not dying at the same time. And honestly, like the scenes where like she actually like is away from the hammer is actually more engaging than scenes where she isn't. And I'm not saying she's not engaging when she is the mighty Thor, but I just think she's more engaging when she isn't because like it's not easy going through chemo, and it's like, and I love how much realism they put into those scenes, and I love the parts where she does try to stay optimistic during the treatment. It gives me like
Mm-hmm.
personal ties to certain people I know that are no longer with me, but and yes, I love like the way she just like I love her mindset when she actually goes into battle. Like I love that. And I love the way she cleverly uses like the little shards of the Mjolnir.
Yes, it's
Like
actually also in the comics, by the way, where she can
yeah,
actually put
yeah,
shards of Mjolnir and separate it.
My,
So
my
yeah.
my question is this: how was Milner was able to be put back together like that?
So again, so you guys remember in the scene where like remember the backstory scene when Korg was telling the romantic, yeah,
Yeah,
Thor told Mjolnir to take care of Jane,
yeah.
Yeah.
so it remembered it.
Oh
See,
wow.
yeah, so that's what that's good writing. They explained it. You have to look deeply. Because remember
Mm-hmm.
when Thor told Mjolnir like, hey, take care of Jane, like always take care of her, and then you see the signs,
Yeah.
then you see the symbol.
Yeah.
But anyway, coffee. Thoughts on Manly's Portman's as a mighty Thor?
Honestly, this was her best performance. This really was. Because simple fact is, like you said, in the first two Thor movies, it wasn't really that good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, and like you said, she even worked out for this role. This was one of her best performances.
Yeah, that's respect. Like the fact that you worked out for this, she worked out for this role, and that means that she was really committed to this role. That's why. And look, her hard work paid off.
Yeah,
Now,
Natalie Portman, good
yeah,
job.
Also, one thing I forgot to mention is I noticed they did adapt elements from that What If episode of where Thor was an only child. Like the way,
yeah,
like the way Thor and Jane interacted, like in the flashback scenes, are very reminiscent of that episode of What If.
oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yes. Um. Okay, so before we continue, so okay, I need to talk with the premise. Basically, the premise is Thor. After the events of Endgame, he's more like he joins the galaxy, guardians of the galaxy, doing adventures with them. But now he kind of lost his purpose. He's like, "What's actually my purpose? I kind of did everything I needed, right?"
exactly.
So he kind of is lost. Basically, he's trying to find out his true purpose in life, and we find out. Spoiler alert: he wants love, and he does get back with Jane Foster, somewhat. But then there's another plot that involves Gore, the God Killer or the God Butcher, killing gods across the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or 616 universe.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, I'll say this. Now this guy goes, and then also, so basically Gore, basically it's up to Jane, Valkyrie, King Valkyrie, and Thor to stop.
Well, no, it was Queen Valkyrie.
It's King Valkyrie,
Hmm.
King Valkyrie. Yeah, I got it right. It's King Valkyrie.
Hmm.
So it's also confirmed that. Well, I had to go. So after that, where was I? where was oh so it's basically King Valkyrie. Well, again, spoiler alert. So God the Butcher kidnaps his guardian kids because he wants Thor for something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically the main plot, the storyline is basically Thor, King Valkyrie, and the mighty and Jane trying to save the kids from Gore. Now this actually goes a little. This is where my issues goes a little with the film, but I want to talk about Gore first. Now there's a lot of reviews saying, and a lot of like articles saying Gore is the best Marvel Cinematic Universe villain.
Mm-hmm.
In my honest opinion, I do love Christian Bale's performance as Gore, but in my honest opinion, he's not the best MCU villain. I'm sorry. I'm like, I get
I
it.
agree with you.
I get it. Like he's terrifying, but he's not. Like his motive, I get what his motives are. It's relatable, but as a Marvel, like, is he the best Marvel villain? It's Let's go with Thanos. I'm sorry. Or like,
honestly, for me, it's Wanda.
yeah, it's Wanda. It's Wanda for me too. Like it's like who is the best villain in the MCU? Is like, really? I'm like, I don't see it. But anyway, going
Now,
going.
if anything, I would say Gore is probably like the more relatable villain because he's a man who lost his faith because his prayers went unanswered,
Mhm.
and he took atheism to the next level where like he doesn't just renounce his beliefs. He straight up wants to destroy all beliefs
Yeah.
physically.
So this actually goes through my issues in the film. Well, let's talk about Gore first. Let's quickly talk about Gore. What are your thoughts on Christian Bale's performance as Gore, Vanilla?
Let's see. I would say, honestly, there were some points where I'm like, is Christian Bale trying to do John Malkovich? Because in some scenes he reminds me of John Malkovich, and I'm thinking John Malkovich could do a pretty good Gore if he wanted to. Not to denounce Bale's performance or anything, but I'm just saying, like that part where he's like telling a story to those kids with a giant eel.
Oh yeah.
That reminded me of that SNL monologue where Malkovich was like reading The Night Before Christmas to a bunch of kids, and then like he keeps interrupting the story with like these horrifying facts about Christmas, like by the way, you know, home break-ins are very serious problems.
Mm-hmm.
It's in fact a person could die in one every 22 times or something like that. And also I feel like there was a bit of a Community reference because there's a scene in that episode of Community where like he names a pencil and then he breaks it in order to make people feel sympathy for the pencil. I feel like the eel was the pencil in there. But yes, he was honestly, I feel like he's a very relatable villain. But again, like he goes to the extremes, and honestly, I like that because that's kind of what makes the villains from Legend of Korra so appealing. Because one wanted equality, but took it to the extreme. One wanted harmony. One wanted balance, but took it to the extreme. One wanted security, but took it to the extreme. One wanted freedom, took it to the extreme. So it's like, yeah. So like some of the more nuanced, well-written villains come from the best intentions executed in the worst possible ways. And yeah, like his intentions are. Yeah, like I feel lied to. Like we were promised we would have prosperity if we practice these things, but instead all we get are these higher beings mooching off of us while we suffer in their name.
Yeah. So like going next. Chalk Coffee. Thoughts on Christian Bale's performance as Gore?
I thought, me personally, Christian Bale's portrayal of Gore, to me, it was like a mixture of a little bit of Bruce Wayne from Batman, American Psycho, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, I thought it was good, but I'm not gonna say it was great.
How much of the Newsies do you think he used?
Huh?
Newsies.
A lot.
So for me, honestly, like, I felt his performance was more like Ralph Fiennes as Voldemort. I was like thinking about Voldemort vibes.
Yeah, it's because of the white skin and
The
the
white
robes.
skin. He does this. I'm like, what the fuck? And shadows, dark the Necrozord, Dark Magic, Shadows. Like, okay, this is so Harry Potter vibes right now.
Oh
But
god.
and also, you guys,
and even the final fights, it was kind of Harry Pottery.
I know, like the kids.
Exactly.
Actually, even after the final fight scene, it gets a little Harry Potter with the
No,
knife.
it want to fall on Kingdom Hearts. It's like, what the fuck is this is going Kingdom Hearts now? Kingdom Hearts
No,
3, by the way.
for me, I was like, wait, is this the water temple from Legend of Zelda where like you meet Dark Link? And another part of me was like, wait, is this that opening from Naruto, like silhouettes where Naruto extends his hand to Thanos?
Yeah. So going back to saying I again like his performance was good, but I won't say great because it was very inconsistent. Like I don't know what he was trying to do. Like was he trying to be terrifying, like malicious, vengeful? But I felt like he was just like trying to mix like Joker with Voldemort or something. I don't know. Like it was inconsistent. This is one of my
Yeah.
problems. This is also this is not with the plot point too. Cause like so I didn't really get what the plot. Well, I know the plot was, but it went from I want to kill all the gods to I want. Well, it does explain, but the way it was constructed was kind of a little convoluted. Like I want to kidnap these kids. Then why did you kill these? If you really want, so spoiler alert, he wanted to. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! We have a special guest.
Whoa.
We got a
Hello.
special appearance from a. Oh
Yo,
God!
what's up, y'all?
Oh God!
You thought you were gonna escape me? I'm just like Gore. I came out of the shadows.
What the fuck?
Like,
We have full. Hey, this is historic. We have all 3 mics here.
Damn right.
Wait. Hold on. Give me a second. There's just something I really want to do. Hold on. Give me a second.
Hey, did he just kick out Ryan?
There we go. Now the Oreo is complete.
no,
The
The
Oreo is complete.
complete.
I'm gonna take this from Malibu's Most Wanted. It's the mayonnaise between the wheat bread.
Right. We got thunder, lightning, and rain together.
Jesus, is that a Big Trouble in Little China reference?
Exactly.
Damn, it's funny because you know
we've been building this up for
Exactly.
so many episodes of the Buttery Show.
Ryan, do you not understand that now Mike Boken can now say he has black friends with video evidence?
I mean, I've been able to say that with video evidence.
Oh my gosh!
Oh,
But
shit.
anyway, so I did thought. Okay, so before I continue,
Yes.
chocolate. What are your
Yes.
thoughts on Love and Thunder?
I loved it. I loved how even though it continued the MCU onto the path that it's following, it still felt separate but interconnected, which is pretty refreshing. It's something different, and sort of like how Shang-Chi did the same thing, but with this one, it's very intergalactic. It really much addresses a lot of existential questions people have throughout their
Mhm.
lives, and I liked how Marvel handled that with grace, but in a very different and unique, creative, artistic way. I love how Gore was one of the most guttural, like savage, well put together, smart, calculating, all at the same time. He's just the embodiment of what it is to have so much pain in your heart. But the problem is, he's somebody with pain that gained the means to handle it on a whole different stratosphere that we've never seen a villain do before in cinema.
Yeah.
Period. Because no other villain, not even Thanos, could pull it off what he did. Period.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was explaining like his plot. Like, the thing is, like, so of course we do find out that like he wants to revive his kid, right? But thing
Nah.
is, like, I was wondering,
No.
like, wait, why did you have to kill all these gods then?
Well,
If you
that's the thing.
wanted,
He didn't want to revive her. Like the thing is, he was so consumed and infected by the necro sword. All he could think about was death and killing. He never
Okay,
really
that
thought
explains
about
it.
it. Because you know what I'm saying? Because it's just like this. If that was the whole point of it, why would he even touch any of the gods? He would use the necro sword. He would have went straight after Thor, maybe Odin, because it was 3,000 years ago. Got the original Mjolnir hammer, or got Odin to open the door to eternity for him, and got his daughter, minus all the death, minus all the violence. But he was so infected by the sword, as you saw. The sword had the original host that died in the very opening, that killed his god, that he used to kill his god, but it infected that previous host that was on the ground, and then it went from that previous host straight to Gore, because Gore, it wasn't his intention to start killing gods, but the sword felt the pain and the loss he just experienced and exploited that on an astronomical level, and
True.
that's why we have the movie that we have now.
All right, screw it. My score is now to 10 because this guy convinced me now.
I'm just speaking what it is, bro. Like, we also have the same movie because it's like this. If because like I've lost people, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
but I never would have taken it to that level. But if I lost somebody,
Mhm.
I met God, and then I got infected by a demon sword to go after gods of different religions, then that's a whole different ballgame.
Exactly.
Also, don't forget, Gore's god was a jerk.
Oh yeah, he was a piece of trash, bro.
Yeah.
He was a piece of trash. Like, oh, screw you. He's like, oh,
So,
it was so sad. Like, please, I'm here. Like, please save my daughter. It's like, oh, and oh crap.
bro, that's the only God I could do without. I didn't ever care nothing for that God. Meeting him, you're like, yo, this dude is a piece of garbage. He's like the boss from Office Space. If he was a god,
Exactly.
that's basically what he was.
Yeah, if you could do a human sacrifice, that'd be great.
Yes. Now, yes. Now we gotta talk about, of course, King Valkyrie. Yeah, guys, she's a king.
Ooh,
Now, King
so
Valkyrie.
fine.
We'll start with Vanilla Lightning. Thoughts on Tessa's performance as King Valkyrie in this movie?
I thought she was okay. Like, I mean, she wasn't like the most compelling performance out of like all the characters, but she had some good moments, and I love like how she's. I love how she had her little Leslie Knope moments where like she's trying to take care of New Asgard, but she has to deal with all that red tape and I do think it's funny how in a lot of the scenes she's wearing like all these T-shirts and jerseys while she's like fighting and stuff. It's like not her. It's like it's not her like regular battle regalia. She's like just trying to like live the human life, enjoy like the Dodgers and the Kings and the Lakers, but like she can't. Well, actually, more accurately, like her favorite hockey teams. No, sorry, her favorite football team is probably the Vikings. Um, but
Probably.
yeah, but like she's like wearing all these sports jerseys while she's like having all these fight scenes with all these boots that had like stored knives in them, and I love it. And yes, that does bring me to loving that one scene where like she's at Jane Foster's apartment and she's like, I got a sword, I got these two knives, and I got this a hand grenade. No, it's a music player.
Well, I like the fact that she's so used to Earth. She's like, you know what? I love this planet. I'm gonna enjoy the spoils of it.
Exactly.
Now going to coffee.
But yeah,
Coffee thoughts on
like, yeah,
Valkyrie.
like to conclude,
Honestly,
I love her
wait.
Leslie Knope moments.
honestly, with Tessa and Valkyrie, I'm sorry, that is comedy. That is comedy gold. I'm sorry. That's all I have to say on that. Comedy gold.
Okay. Of course, Chocolate Thunder. Valkyrie
Oh.
thoughts on
You took my
performance
nickname.
Valkyrie.
It's too bad, bro. You ain't getting that nickname back, bro. Otherwise, we got to scrap in real life, emotionally, with Yu-Gi-Oh
Let's go.
cards, like grown
Let's
men.
Let's go.
R.I.P.
Rest
to
in
the critter,
peace.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Miss you, bro. He just passed away yesterday.
Wait, hold on, wait a minute. I just realized. Let's get the Necro Sword, go to Eternity, and ask for them to bring back the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh.
If
Or
that
what would you
happens, I'm
do?
brying back all of my heroes back. Bring back
I
Clay
know,
Bryant.
man.
Bring back
And
Michael
while we're
Jackson.
at it, Betty White and my dog.
Yes. Okay, so this is what I think about Tessa Thompson. She was basically she was a pillar of the film. She helped push the story. She basically was just there to help Thor out, to help him realize what he needed to do, because he really didn't need her in this context, because as you saw how the film ended, for those who haven't watched, spoiler alert, you're too into this conversation now. This is what I feel like with her, she's basically like one of those friends that's like ride or die. She was like Jeremy Renner from The Town, when Ben Affleck's like, we got to hurt some people. He's like, okay, whose car are we taking? That's what Valkyrie is now. Valkyrie, even though that she knows that most of her race has been wiped out, she is comfortable knowing that she is here to support people, support Asgard, not be discriminatory, and help build this community as best as possible. And with Gore coming in, kidnapping the kids to compromise her community and the heart that she has left. That's what made her go into action, get Thor, make sure he's prepped, make sure Jane's on point, and just go throw hands with Gore to get the kids back. And she
Yeah.
served that purpose. It's nothing too much development wise as a character. I wish we would have felt more of that. I mean, we felt it a bit because she has to be forced to be a politician now since she's king, but it's nothing more than that. That's like the cap for her character during this film. I wish we could have got more of like a deeper dive. I mean, we got little hints about talking about her girlfriend and everything, but that's about it. You know what I'm saying? And then so they did what they could with her, but they could have had her in a bigger capacity, but that would have taken from the film because it had been too convoluted. So they had just the right mix of Valkyrie for me, with just the right mix of exposition and just the right mix of character development. Even though I wanted more, I understood it wasn't her place in this specific film to be
True.
oversaturated.
Yeah, so in my opinion, the weakest character for me was Valkyrie in this film
Mhm.
because like she was just basically as a plot device, serving as a plot device.
Yeah.
But what I did like about the film is they did kind of reveal, not forcefully, it was actually a smart way, her sexuality. Because people were wondering, is she really like a lesbian? And they kind of did reveal that she had a girlfriend. Even with Korg, is like, oh yeah, someone's like, well, like a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, with your sisters, like yeah.
Team
Then the
Jane,
fact
remember that?
and the fact that she kissed the, in Zeus's part, it's like, oh, okay. Everyone started
Mm.
clapping, by the way. But yeah, I felt Valkyrie was kind of less used in this film. I wish it was developed more because she was so good in Ragnarok.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that she was so
Yes.
good in Ragnarok. She was so good, but this one she wasn't bad. It's just I wish there was more. But again, this is Jane Foster's movie,
But
right? This is your
the thing people are not talking about, the standout moment for this character in this film is when Gore got in her face and questioned her faith and her religion based on
Ooh.
the death of the other Valkyries.
oh
When I heard that,
yeah.
I was like, yo, stab this dude in the throat. Like, take his ass out because he crossed the line, bruh.
I would have
But the
like.
way, but she didn't flinch. You know what I mean? So that was like the highlight of the whole movie for me. That was the highlight for Valkyrie.
Basically, she
I'm
did
sorry.
not
I
Peter
would have
Quill.
like me. Like you come
Basically,
at
she did
nah.
not Peter Quill.
We scrapping.
Yeah, like so again, like saying what Chocolate said, like this film talks about like beliefs, right? This is the main, like people say like the main theme is love. No, the main theme or one of the main themes of the film is about your beliefs, right? And
Well,
questioning your beliefs.
I would say a better term to use is faith.
Yeah, fate. Like
Faith in love, faith in revenge, faith in your spirituality. I think faith would be the better term to use for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Marvel unfortunately was, they're basically cuckolded into not going to like the major human religions, but they touched on them a tiny bit because with the Norse and the Greeks, that's more the pagan side of religion. But as you notice, they couldn't go into nothing with Muhammad or Jesus. So, but it's still cool though that they had like the whole omnipotent city, which was pretty nice.
Exactly.
But they couldn't do it because of the Chinese investors. So.
Mhm. Yes. Again, Valkyrie was great. I mean, she was good, but not great. But
Yeah.
I will hopefully in the next film we get to see her more. We get to see her shine more. I'm going more of her backstory.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Anyway, now next person we have to talk about is I need to talk about Zeus. This is the first time. So keep in mind, guys, Zeus was actually in the Marvel comics, and this is his first introduction in MCU. What are your guys' thoughts on Russell Crowe's performance as Zeus in this film, starting with Vanilla Lightning?
Yeah.
Oh God. Once upon a time, there was a YouTube video called "Honest Trailer for Les Miserables," and the joke name for Russell Crowe was Fat Maximus. I love like no, it's like Fancy Wolverine, Susan Boyle, Fat Maximus, French Borat. Yeah, so yeah, Fat Maximus. Okay, it sucks that Russell Crowe did let himself go. I don't know what personal things is going on in his life, like to happen. Because like I know what happened to Brandon Fraser. Like I've been in Brandon Fraser's shoes, but it works for this role because if you studied actual Greek mythology, Zeus was such a jerk. Like so much of a jerk.
Was.
I would describe him with words I cannot say on this channel.
Like he's a
Long
lint
story-
licker.
like I'm gonna be honest, I'm just gonna put it to you like this.
Yeah.
If it had mitochondria, Zeus probably touched it inappropriately.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. While Hades is the sweetheart who just wanted to just have dinner with Persephone. Just don't eat any of the pomegranates. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, like even though they made Zeus less of a jerk in the Disney film, like Hades is not exactly the bad guy either, because it's like, hey man, I just don't get vacation days because I work in the underworld. But here, like, they stayed closer to the actual Greek myth because Zeus is just showing off, being a jerk, like, oh, I'm the highest of all the gods in the entire multiverse of theology. I don't have to do anything. Hey, if you stay here, like, you don't have to worry. And I would love it if Gore actually showed up to that city just to prove Zeus wrong.
So here's the thing. I wish that actually happened. I was waiting for that to happen. It's like, oh, come on. That was, again, my opinion, Marvel, that was kind of a wasted opportunity. You see Gore's full might. Like, kill those gods.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are forgetting we haven't earned that right yet. And remember, in the comics, Gore gets resurrected.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is the reason why they cannot do that. And if they did it, they would have ruined the future of the Marvel films. They needed to keep the Mexican gods that we saw in there alive because that's going to tie right into Black Panther. Because now Namor's Mexican, based on the Aztec religion.
Mayan.
Yeah, well, Mayan. Wait, Mayan? They said Mayan, not the Aztec.
Is it Mayan or Aztec?
I heard
He told me he learned Mayan.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, then that's different. What you call it? Then the black woman in front of Jane and Tessa Thompson, that was Bast, Wakanda's god.
Yeah, it's Mayan.
Yeah. So it's Mayan.
Bast is Egyptian.
Well, not in Marvel. Technically in Marvel, she's like a cousin or a sibling of Khonshu and them, but she's praised by the Wakandans, and that's where Black Panther. Yeah.
And you notice that you look at the bottom between the section where Valkyrie and Thor was, like you see Buzz, the Black Panther goddess. I was like, oh shit, nice Easter egg there.
Yeah, so that's why
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, but that's why Gore couldn't go. If Gore went there, Gore would have slaughtered, or he might have got killed. Because I don't know, because he was doing good, but he couldn't. At the end, he lost to three people. He lost to Thor. He got tired out by Valkyrie a bit. So like she helped him in the long run, but not directly, sort of indirectly. So mainly he lost to Mighty Thor, and a bunch of kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A bunch of Asgardian kids that aren't fully developed yet. And if he could lose to them, what would happen if he got jumped by thousands of gods and celestials in that city?
Especially the dumpling god.
The dumpling god would have whooped his ass. It'd been over. So that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. I wish we could have saw it. But since the other Marvel characters and Avengers haven't been introduced yet, and we don't have a fully fleshed out MCU like we should have by now, that's why if they would have brought in Gore, it would have effed up all the future movies that have to deal with the different gods that imbue people, especially with the I forgot old boy's name, but there's that one-dimensional god, and they didn't show him in this movie, but he's the one that's going to be powering Juggernaut in the MCU movies. Because remember, Juggernaut is not a mutant; he is a human fused with a godlike jewel.
Nice.
So you can't touch the gods because they have a role to play in the next few phases with bringing in more Avengers and villains.
Yeah, but to conclude my point, Zeus is a jerk, and I love the Russell Crowe expressing how much of a jerk Zeus is. And I'm glad Tessa got to get his lightning bolt. I just wish she got to use it more.
Yes.
That's the one downside. I wish Tessa got to use the lightning bolt more.
Agreed.
Than just the zoom out fight scene only for her to lose a kidney.
I agree.
She needs a kidney. She needs it now and needs it fast. Dirty Rock.
Oh yes. Yes. Now again, this movie was great. The characters. Now we gotta talk about Korg. because Korg has a bigger role in this film. Taika Waititi kills it in this film. So thoughts on Korg having a bigger role in this film? I'll go with Chocolate Thunder.
So I'm gonna say the way that they ended the film, you could really literally say he got his rocks off.
Okay.
There ain't nothing wrong. I'm being it's very literal. We saw what happened at the end. Him, old boy, the lava pit. We call that a Tuesday in Tijuana, baby. That's all I'm saying.
I call that gender swapped Steven Universe.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, so basically, because of how Marvel did it, Korg is like a dumber Namekian because there's no female Namekians in Dragon Ball Z. You know what I'm saying? And I guess this is less painful than vomiting egg.
Yeah, no, I imagine that would be the case. But also, Korg, his method of reproducing is closer to that of actual slugs than compared to the Namekians. They're supposed to be based off of slugs, so I find that a little interesting.
Yeah.
So Korg, you are a true Namekian. I mean, you were basically there to help Thor with his daddy issues.
Thor's just a black dude who was Apollo Rocks. That's
Yeah.
basically what it is.
Yeah,
Right.
and let's just say, like the writing for Korg at first seemed a little rocky, but and it was a little rough around the edges, but it got polished throughout the entire movie, and he shined brilliantly. I am very adamant about that performance.
All
I
right.
agree because without Korg, Thor wouldn't have got angry, went berserker, and killed all those sentries, and they never would have got Zeus's bolt.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
Next.
And-
How do you like them rock puns I made?
the rock
Yeah.
puns?
no, I think that was hilarious that he lost his body, but he's still talking trash. He can still whistle.
You know, I thought it would be funny if Tessa put him on like in JoJo,
Oh, yeah.
but hey,
So-
he got braided mustache, so.
So basically, he's the MCU's Voldemort. Remember in the first Harry Potter, how he was on the
Yeah,
back of that dude's
I
head?
just mentioned he was Voldemort.
I was the one who mentioned Quirrell when we were watching it at the theater.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, now going to the next topic. Copy. Explain your on Korg.
So he basically he summed it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh! I forgot to say one quick thing. Let's backpedal just a quick second to Zeus. This made Zeus look exactly like in the mythos, because for those who don't know, Zeus had 94 children with 90 different women.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And honestly,
So it makes
when they saw Thor's package, they just all went. They just like, oh.
it made a lot of sense why he's the one that runs the orgies.
Those are just the human
Yes.
lovers. Again, if it had mitochondria, Zeus probably would hit that.
Now can we say collectively as adults and nerds that Zeus is Marvel's first official thought?
Yeah, honestly, he's a bigger thought than Tony. So
Yeah.
I could make the argument that Tony was the first thought, but
I'm not making that
Tony
argument.
got nothing on Zeus.
Zeus is looser than the arm fat on Lizzo. Anyways,
What?
Yes.
Okay.
The next one.
No.
All right. So next topic is. I'll go. So now we find out that what's this? We find out that Gore wants to revive her daughter, Love, from Eternity. So in the comics, Eternity is like this all-powerful being where you can make a wish. She's technically, I don't know if she's a celestial, but basically she is I would say like the grant your wish, right? Because of course, like all-seeing God, or like the most powerful God.
Yeah.
I don't know. And we find out that he needs, the Stormbreaker. He needs the rainbow. What do you call it again?
Bifrost.
Bifrost.
The Bifrost, yeah. Power to Bifrost. And it does happen. Now let's talk about that scene. Honestly, we find out, so of course Thor does save the kids, but in order to do that, he kind of turns him into power. No, he kind of uses the power of Shazam to turn him out powers.
No, he made them into mini Thors, bro, and they were
Mini
just
Thors.
destroying these creatures, bro.
Shazam!
Yeah, he basically had Captain Marvel's ability to turn anyone else into a wizard.
So
Yeah,
what's your
wizard
thoughts
man.
on that scene of kids,
also-
those kids having
That
powers?
is Top
I
three
could,
scenes in the whole film.
I could also make a Naruto reference because Naruto bestows his nine-tail powers to everyone in the Unify a Ninja Army. But yes, can we talk about the little girl with the bunny?
That I was just about to bring that up, bro. That was the most gangster-ish in the whole film. I
You
got
know,
scared.
you know what's funny? Like in the beginning of a movie, I was thinking, like I even like said it out loud to like Ryan and Jen. It's like, would it be interesting if like that little girl ended up using that bunny to fight those shadow creatures? And then like later in the movie, like 2 hours later into the movie, that's exactly what happened.
Bro. Okay.
Well,
Now, since we're speaking on this scene, the MVP of the whole film, outside the main characters, was Axel.
Axel.
Axel, or we gotta say his real name, Astrid, but
Astrid, yeah.
Axel was a gangster, bro. Like
Okay,
he was
guys,
like,
that's Heimdall's son, by the way. Heimdall's son.
I know,
Yeah.
bro. I
Axel
know.
Hansen.
Yeah, Axel killed it. Like, I have a
Literally.
feeling. No, this is my honest thoughts. I have a feeling that scene alone teased us what Young Avengers could look like.
I think so too.
Like what a young, because we have the new Avengers. Now, what maybe a Young Avengers? I mean, we're kind of getting teased with that, but Haley, like with Spider-Man, Kate Bishop.
No, we got most of the team already, bro.
Yeah, but like an
Exactly.
actual like a young, like an actual, because we have the new Avengers, right? I bet you, but like an actually young Avengers, like
Junior
a great
Avengers.
a junior
Yeah.
Avengers. So maybe it's like a tease, like slight. Oh, this is what it'll look like on the screen.
Yo, and I was so happy that they were diverse too. I saw like a couple Asian Asgardians, and I was like, yes.
Oh yeah, you know what's funny? They're
And
like,
Wolf in
My
one.
turn. Asshole.
I love that scene. Like I saw people saying like, like no, that scene was amazing. All right, it's a great scene for kids too. Like, oh, we can be heroes.
Yeah. Hey, do we have any comments?
Not the
Yeah, we have a lot of
Netflix movie.
comments. So guys, we kind of said our points. Let's go to the comments before we continue to the last few points.
Let's get it.
Wasn't a fan of Ragnarok, so yeah. Okay. But hey, I mean, try it,
Yeah.
man.
I mean, it's got a lot of good parts of Ragnarok as well as a few of the bad ones. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
take it as you will. Honestly, like it or hate it, it's your right to watch a movie or not to watch the movie. The only thing is, you can only say that it was good or not if you've actually watched the movie. But again, you reserve the right to not watch it if you don't want to.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly.
All right,
Yes.
who's next?
Jen's here. She says, "Wow, what's up, Destin Thompson?
What up, Jen?
I love her character. Same here. Well, in my opinion, she wasn't the best part of the film, but she was a marble.
Yep. Who's next?
This was Natalie
I
Portman.
like her drinking that alcohol in the
Oh, yeah.
previous movie.
That I agree. That I agree. She killed it.
Aggressive negotiations.
Where does the story? Oh, this is a good question. Where does the story go next for Thor?
Easy.
Explain. You know what, Mike? I mean, Chocolate. You can explain the ending. What happens next? Because go ahead.
It's so basically, for those that don't know, like there's been different offshoots and different comics and animated films where Thor always ended up having a daughter. The mother always changed, but it always came to the same results. It was always a female that would be the next Thor, which would be his biological daughter. So what's going to have to happen is that Thor is now going to get more of a father role, which will make him mature, which is going to lead further to Thor being King Thor. We got a tease of that in Ragnarok, but it wasn't fully developed. So basically, in the comics, eventually Thor, he already lost his eye, but he becomes the king of Asgard once Asgard leaves Earth and goes back and gets fully redeveloped. And like even in the original Gore comic book, they had it where Gore attacked Thor in 3 different points of his life. When Thor was a kid, our Thor, and a future Thor. And in the future Thor, you saw that he was king of Asgard. And then basically he was one of the last survivors of that universe because Gore was murdering everything. So it's gonna be leading to that. So I'm not saying they're gonna bring back Gore, but if they wanted to and they followed what the comics did, they have that option. Because I think that's what we're headed towards. We're gonna be seeing a more mature. He's still gonna be funny, but we're gonna see a more mature, focused Thor who's gonna be the new king of Asgard after Valkyrie, or she'll probably just renounce the title back to him because they're homies. And he's gonna have a daughter, and that's gonna make every little childish thing about him. Yeah, he'll still have his funniness to him, but he'll know it's like, now I'm more of a man. I know who I am, and I got to lead my people and protect my daughter, and that's where we're gonna be seeing Thor soon.
All right. Who do you think the next villain will be?
Mm. Probably one of my exes.
No, I know. You know, I bet it's gonna be next villain because the thing is about love. I have a feeling the next villain because we've never seen her yet in NCU. We never seen Enchantress.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
We never
Ooh.
seen Enchantress yet.
Okay,
Wait,
I'm gonna
wasn't
put this out
Enchantress
here right.
MCU?
Yes, yes, she is. She's
And
an
Angel Shield?
Asgardian.
No, Angel Shield. Was she announced? No, no, she was. No, no, I thought she wasn't.
No.
Was she?
All,
Okay.
all I'm saying is I'm campaigning for Beta Ray Bill. I need Beta Ray Bill. That's all I care about is Beta
Oh
Ray
yeah,
Bill.
dude. It's been 4 films. We haven't not seen Better A Bill yet. They
And
need to do it. Yeah.
I'm not being funny, and I can send, and you guys can look up the video, and I can send it to you guys. I actually pressed the Russo Bros when I met them at a screening for Infinity War, and I asked them at the ArcLight in front of 2,000 fans why they haven't been using Beta Ray Bill.
What do you say?
Why?
They were like, "Oh, we're sorry, we have to balance all these other characters," and I was like, in my mind, I'm like, whatever. But it is what it is. I love the Russos, but that video was online. Me asking them that, and my question went viral for like a whole year.
Mm.
Damn, making rounds. All right, Vanilla. What your thought? What do you? Same question.
I mean, I would love to get some more Guardians of the Galaxy cameos. I mean, obviously, like there's less of a reason to have them show up in the next movie compared to this movie because here, like he was like he left off like joining them, and they needed a reason to get rid of them so that they don't steal the show, obviously. But honestly, they had really good chemistry, and honestly, given the fact that he is raising a daughter now, kind of like Wolverine.
Kinda.
Kinda.
That's like his own
Hugh
sister, though.
Jackman. I actually would be interested in having at least a quick scene where like the Guardians of the Galaxy do show up briefly, and like Peter will be like, "Wait, Thor's got a daughter now? Thor, like having a daughter, like because Peter would probably not consider Thor to be the best candidate to be a father figure. But if anything, it would make a nice tie-in for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 if he should decide to tie some knots with Gamora, because
Yeah.
the thing is the Gamora that we see in the movie, it's not the Gamora that he grew up with, and by grew up with I mean over the last few years. I mean, this is the Gamora. This is a Gamora from years ago before she ended up meeting Peter. So their relationships back at Zero, I would have loved to see more of how they would interact. So
Same.
I would like to know, because maybe this new version of Gamora, now that Thanos is gone, she could be I don't want you to touch me unless we plan on absolutely having children. She has long-term goals now other than killing Thanos.
I don't want to be daddy.
Yeah,
You know what?
Stop using your pants magic. And I would love to see Thor be a driving force for Peter Quill having a development in his own father, in his paternal instincts. Kind of like he's the new Alan Grant. And I'm not trying to make any Jurassic Park 6 references.
But do it anyways.
That there's parallels. But yeah, I do want to see more father-daughter moments. I do want to see where they go from here. Maybe see some Celestials along the way, and separate and bind the universe together in several ways. And maybe let's see more of the other 9 realms because we got cheated out of some of them in the second movie. I would love to see him survive a blizzard in Niflheim, or suffer or deal with the tremendous Mustafarian heat of Muspelheim.
You know what? As you were talking, Mike, it makes sense. But also because of what everybody brought up separately, it now clicked in my head. I know exactly what the story could be for Thor 5.
What is it?
So in the comics, Beta Ray Bill, his race, they ran away from different demons. Sometimes it was demons sent by Surtur that went and destroyed their planet. And Beta Ray Bill was their Captain America. He was a super soldier, and his entire species that was left, the survivors, they put themselves on a giant Ark ship, and everybody's in cryostasis. And Beta Ray Bill was the sentry, the guardian. And what happens is because of the demons attacking, Thor and them sensed it, and he went and he thought that, and he didn't know that Beta Ray Bill wasn't one of the demons from Surtur. So him and Beta Ray Bill got into a fist fight. Beta Ray Bill took Mjolnir and gained the powers of Thor, and because of that, they both got taken to Asgard. And Odin said that you're just like my son, and Odin made Beta Ray Bill Stormbreaker. So what I'm thinking is, in this case, let it be Enchantress instead of Surtur, and she's out here destroying planets, maybe trying to make her own bootleg Asgard and her own bootleg Asgardians, and she's attacking and killing Beta Ray Bill's entire species. And Thor comes in, but what happens is Thor loses his hammer to Beta Ray Bill, and Beta Ray Bill accidentally becomes the new Thor. And then they got to figure it out, because in this movie, he didn't have to go through that because he had Stormbreaker and Natalie had Mjolnir. But in the new movie, what if it's like Stormbreaker finally broke up with Thor because their relationship was rocky, and and Stormbreaker finally chose its rightful owner, which would be Beta Ray Bill, and Thor's having like a funny existential situation where he can no longer access any of the abilities of Stormbreaker because now it went back to its rightful owner, which is Beta Ray Bill, the new Thor. While they're trying to protect Beta Ray Bill's entire species from being killed and genocided by Enchantress.
Yes.
Yeah, and again, like I would love to see Alfheim and Niflheim a little bit more because, like,
I
like
agree.
honestly, when Gore like kidnapped those kids, I was thinking, man, like this place looks like it could be Helheim, but it wasn't. But
Yeah.
So,
Right, let's look at comics.
Comments.
Do you folks think Taika Waititi is the best MCU director?
He's
No.
one of them.
One of them, but no.
No,
In my
not top
opinion,
tier.
he's not.
Raimi was pretty good.
My opinion, the best MCU director still has to be it still has to be well, I would say directors. It still has to be the Russo Bros. The fact
I
that they can
agree.
handle these much characters into like one film. I mean, not in one film. Like they did Civil War. Yeah, 3 films in a row.
Yeah.
That's well, fine. Let's say solo director. I would not say him. I would say Ryan Coogler.
I was literally thinking that.
Yeah, Ryan Coogler. Like how the fact how he's able to do Black Panther to almost near perfection, and like, hey, the film won an Academy Award. So that just explains it. That's the answer right there.
True.
But yeah. So in my opinion, the best MC director for me, solo wise, is Ryan Coogler. But I want to say like overall directing wise, I would still go to Russo Bros.
I completely agree.
How about
I
you?
agree 110%.
Okay, Vanilla.
I liked Sam Raimi's take on Doctor Strange.
Yes.
It was really fun. It was very creative. And remember, like, for the longest time, I remember, like, when I was part of the Scrub Club Gaming podcast, and we were asked, like, which MCU characters would we like to see have their own video game. I like the first thing that came to my mind was I want to see Doctor Strange have his own video game and maybe make Wanda a playable character. And then they made a Doctor Strange movie where Wanda is one of the most important characters. And yeah, and I love like the different creative ways they were able to use both characters. I mean, honestly, would I like to see more of the Illuminati characters? Yes, I'm a huge fan of the Inhumans. I liked Monica Rambeau's version of Captain Marvel, even though this is Maria Rambeau. Yeah, I'm just curious to see what more Sam Raimi could bring to the table moving forward.
Question.
Yeah, question.
Oh, my bad. You go. I felt wait for you, Ryan.
No, wait, your question.
No, that's all right. I'll wait for you.
Oh, well, I was gonna say to Boken. I think it's rumored he's gonna do Doctor Strange 3. So
I hope
that's
so.
what I was gonna say. So anyway, continue with you, Chocolate.
Can we talk about how important it was that they brought back Kat Dennings and Mr. Skarsgård?
Yeah, I
So
loved
beautiful.
it. I loved it. The fact that
So
he actually
beautiful.
brought her back there.
And
Like,
then I really loved how they touched on Jane's cancer and how basically, even though in the comics it's like her life gets extended by Mjolnir, in this one it shows you that you can't always have all these abilities without consequences.
Exactly.
I think that was a good telltale part of the film too. It's like, don't meddle in things that don't belong to you. And that AKA her trying to cure cancer with Mjolnir, but she doesn't even understand Mjolnir.
Yeah.
You know, Kat Dennings to me is the MCU waifu, like for the longest time, because it's
Hmm.
like she always comes off as the ditzy best friend to Jane. But the thing is, she's in actuality she's the grounded one, while Jane is like the more like party girl, as it turns out.
Hmm.
And Dennings's character, like she actually has a scientific background, which made it perfect that she came back for WandaVision and then
Yep.
this movie. And like the only complaint I have about Dennings in this movie is she wasn't doing more scientific roles like in this film. Not that she even needed to be in the movie, but I love that she showed up, and I would have loved to see her utilized more because
We
I just
don't
love her that much.
we don't know. Maybe she's just dropping in while she's helping out Nick Fury and them during Secret Invasion.
Oh yeah, no, and I hope to see that happen
Yep.
like in a future film. And again, like her character, Darcy is the MCU waifu as far as I'm
Yep.
concerned. Just like how Ursula is the Raimiverse waifu.
Oh my
Mm.
god.
Now,
Anyway.
did anybody here talk about how OG the goats were?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yes,
Those were the goats. Well, not yet,
Yeah,
but like
they
the
were the
goats.
goats.
They were the
They
goats. I mean, they didn't do.
They were
They
the
didn't really
goats.
do much besides like use the just like do for travel. But they, I actually was tempted to buy those goats at El Capitan Theater, like legit the toys.
Why
I was like,
didn't
oh,
you?
like I was out of. I want to say I was saving money, man, and I saved money for
I don't
some
want to hear
stuff.
excuses. Are you discriminating because they're goats? That's racist, bro.
At the
Those
end of the
goats.
race,
The two goats were actually part of the actual Scandinavian mythology of
Yeah.
Thor. Like even in the prose Edda, where Thor and Loki had to like travel through all nine realms. Like they with them they had two kids and the goats. Goats
Yes.
were always there. Even Valhallan from Dexter's Lab had a goat in that episode where he lost his axe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So What funny is enough that the cool is those goats were actually voiced by Taika and Christian Bale.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Those were them. They actually said, like,
Yeah.
no, those were us. They actually were playing around with it. It's like
Now, do you guys know who the girl is that played Love in the film in real life?
no.
That's Chris Hemsworth's daughter.
What?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's his
And
biological daughter.
and the little boy running, that's Chris Hemsworth's son.
Well, that I know, but I didn't know that was his daughter.
Yeah.
Holy shit! So you mean,
Hey, don't be cussing on here. It's a family show, dog.
hey, they curse in a Marvel movie, okay? You see Spider-Man curse a lot, so.
Your face looks like a Marvel movie.
Oh,
But then
thank you.
again, language.
Language.
Anyway, oh, let's talk about love. Like, I mean, she just showed up in a few scenes, but I was expecting her to have a bigger role in the next film. Of course,
Oh.
you know,
I
obvious.
do too.
Huh?
You know what would be really crazy?
Hmm.
I'm calling it here first. What if her existence becomes a threat, and that's how we get introduced to the living tribunal and death?
Oh yeah.
Because remember, we saw their statues in the chamber,
Mm-hmm.
and then that face that fell and Thor stopped it from hitting the kids. That was the face of a celestial.
Mm.
No, what's cool? What's cool? But let's talk about this too. Let's talk about. So you guys find out that Jane did die. Unfortunately, she passed away of cancer. But thing is, she didn't die normal. She died. Basically, she sparkled into Valhalla. So she died
Yeah.
a warrior's death. What's kind of funny is like, let's go back, going backtrack. Like, so Sif actually makes an appearance in this film. Jamie Alexander reprised her role herself, and like she gets her arm cut off, but she's like, oh, leave me. I'm gonna want to go to Valhalla. It's like, well, Thor's like, well, you didn't really die a warrior's death. It's like, damn it.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know
fact-
it's like you have to die in the middle of the battle. You can't die at the end of the battle.
She's like, damn it. But it's like, damn
Yeah.
it. Well,
I stepped out during the beginning of that post credit, and I came back in. I started talking to Heimdall. Did they show Lady Sif's arm before they showed Jane?
I
no.
wish.
No,
I
They
no.
wish-
should have. That would have been hilarious. If like you see the arm, just like hello.
Yeah.
No, so
Like the thing from Toy Story.
yeah.
Yeah, the Adams
So-
family.
So I want to go deeper in that. So now we got introduced to Valhalla. Valhalla was teased in the past Thor films, but now we kind of see it here.
Mhm.
Basically it's like basically it's like
The
it's
heaven.
like Norse mythology's heaven. I have a theory. So you mentioned that. You mentioned the Living Tribunal. Keep in mind in Marvel comics they always resurrect people, right? So far in MCU, they have not resurrected someone yet. Well, they did, but they haven't resurrect like major characters yet. I have a feeling that is there a tease that we might see some heroes in the past that got killed be resurrected.
Mm.
Like
You mean like Quicksilver for real this time?
like Christopher Real, and we could see possibly heck even RDJ come back.
Yeah, if he felt like it, but that's the thing. It's like it's all based on like they're basing too much of the casting and the storyline on their personal relationships in real life, and that's
Yeah.
the problem with Marvel.
But let's see though. Like heck, if we had a Cobra Kai reunion coming back, we could do that. We have like anything can happen. We had Toby and Andrew come back. One of the best.
Exactly.
So anything can happen. Like we legit have 3 main characters from Jurassic Park come back. So anything can happen.
Yeah.
I'm in that mindset. Anything can happen now. I did not expect this to happen. Same
which
with
reminds me-
Ghostbusters, the original the tree. Well, of course, rest in peace. Yeah.
Which
Okay,
reminds
the
me,
one-
I appreciate that Andrew and Toby were very cordial with each other. I mean, I don't know what kind of relationship they have in real life behind the scenes, but as far as like everything I've seen, like in public postings,
Yeah.
I like seeing that they are being cordial with each other,
Yes.
and I appreciate
Mhm.
that.
Yes.
Okay.
Now going. Continue.
I said
Chocolate.
there's one important thing you guys all forgot to bring up:
What's that?
how thick Meek looked in that suit.
Oh yeah, Mick. Mick was a short role. I was surprised he was short.
I know, but the thing is, he was a dude in the thing. I didn't know Meek was a girl in this one.
Mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do see Valhalla, right? We do see Valhalla, and we see now Portman coming. Well, Jane Foster. Oh, I'm happy about. So I'm like, that's the way he can come back. So I'm
Yep.
assuming that Jane Foster is coming back. She's coming back. Dude, like the fact she's loved in this movie, she's coming back. Same with Heimdall.
Well, not even just that, because there's been multiple Mjolnirs in the books. What can happen is with the Resurrector, they can give her the golden Mjolnir, so that way it's not the exact same metal that killed her before.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So the next film could possibly like talk about that. So
Yeah, because the
Again,
only thing I can think of is like if they can't do it for the 5th film, maybe the 6th film, Enchantress survives, and maybe she's trying to siphon off power from Valhalla,
Mhm.
and then that's how that comes into play, and that's how we can get Death in the Tribunal to interfere.
So I want to make one final point before we end. So the post-credit scene showed Hercules.
Mm.
Yeah, and Hercules is now part of the MCU. I'm like, holy
I
shit!
know.
I did not expect. I was like, holy fuck.
I did not expect that.
I just didn't like his outfit too much.
Well, it's the comic book accurate one, but they can change it. But that's the one they had in the
Yeah.
comic book. So
That-
I mean,
that's
at least
my
respect it. At least respect that. At least they did respect Steve Ditko. I think who did it? Steve Ditko or Stanley? I forgot. Like the original comic book.
Yeah, but I just want to know because of this now, when the hell we're gonna get Sentry and Blue Marvel?
True.
That's all I care about.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
mean,
happening now.
I knew Heracles was a character in Marvel for the longest time because I remember like in this huge encyclopedia about Spider-Man, there was an actual page where you see Spider-Man single-handedly lifting up the Hulk, the Thing, Hercules, and several other like super strong giant characters to illustrate how physically strong Spider-Man is.
Mhm.
But yeah, so like Greek mythology characters, yeah, they're canon both Marvel and DC. So
Yeah, because they can't own them.
yeah.
Hold on, shout out your Buttery Show T-shirt, by the way. I like that.
Oh yeah, look at that. I was trying to be incognito about it. Look at that. Oh,
I need
that's
one.
right, guys. We'll be selling merch pretty soon. No, I'm kidding.
Now here's my question: are Hermes and Achilles also going to show up for Captain
Here's the
Marvel
thing.
too?
I have a feeling that like Marvel's gonna do like a spin-off like Disney Plus series based on the gods of Olympus, or just a gods series in general for Disney Plus. That's what I'm feeling right now.
Probably in another couple of years.
In a couple of years, but I have a feeling they're gonna do a project based on the gods.
All right.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else y'all want to bring up that hasn't been brought up yet?
That's pretty much it. Like
I'm happy with it.
I feel like the appearance of Heracles will somehow tie into the appearance of Star Fox in
Oh,
Eternals.
we didn't talk about this. It's minor, but the Guardians of the Galaxy was in this film.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about that. That's a good thing. So it does show a tease of what could happen. So what I like about the Guardians' role here, they actually are still doing adventures, but also tease like, hey, there's other threats happening across the galaxy. They didn't say
Yeah.
what, but
Exactly.
so it's one of those. Maybe there's an Easter egg somewhere there, like
Well,
basically hinting what's gonna be next.
what's going to happen is right after this is going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special,
Mhm.
which they finished earlier this year, and that takes place right after this film and before Guardians 3.
Okay,
Mm.
so we have more Guardians, guys.
Yeah,
And
and then
also, I'm Groot, and I am Groot.
and those natives on that planet, all the blue people, that's Yondu species.
Oh yeah.
Oh
So we
yeah.
got to look at Yondu's homeworld.
Oh, he did. Oh, I
That's
love
why
Yondu.
that's why Peter Quill and
Hey,
them were fighting.
hey,
We're fighting so ferociously.
who played the leader of that tribe? Because
No clue.
his mannerisms kind of remind me of Johnny, but I know it couldn't be him because he played Kingo.
Yeah, it sort of reminded me
Hey,
of Christopher Walken a little bit, but I don't know.
hey, can you just
Um,
appreciate the fact Matt Damon came back?
I know, and he was
Oh yeah,
insensitive. He was so insensitive, bro.
and who's
Really?
who's the other guy in that play? Was that
Thor's brother in real life. That's another Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's Liam.
No, no. Remember how insensitive he was? He's like, "Oh yeah, the kids got kidnapped. I want to turn this into a play. You want to talk about that?" I was like, "Damn, bro! Like the kids
oh,
just got kidnapped, bro. Chill
oh,
out."
can we talk about the fact that Daryl's back in this film? Like,
Yes,
remember, like
Daryl.
in the little spit, like little shorts, like you see Thor. Here, I'm in an apartment with my co-star Daryl.
That
Oh,
was
Lord.
beautiful.
He's actually now he actually has a job now in New Asgard as a tour guide. I'm like, it's Daryl. It's canon.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yo, you guys, I'm gonna let y'all know my equipment's about to run out of power, so I'm gonna bounce.
All right,
But
Mike. All right, Chocolate Thunder. So before we leave, let's do a quick share.
all right.
Put your hammer. Hurry up. Oh yes. Come on, Vanilla.
In 3, 2, go.
Got it. All right. So, Chocolate Thunder, thank you so much. See you tomorrow. I know you're gonna be, but I won't say here. But see you tomorrow, Chocolate Thunder. And it
Mm-hmm.
was nice having you on the show. But yeah.
oh,
See you
All right, man.
guys.
and I'll see you in person tomorrow.
Yes.
For other reasons.
Yes, yes. I gotta charge my phone, and I'll hit you back later, Boken.
All right. Bye, Chocolate.
Peace.
Later.
So yeah, so that is our Thor Love and Thunder discussion. Like it was long, but it was fun. But
It was. I liked it. I liked the movie.
yes. So overall our score, we give our scores. Oh,
9.
I would say okay, I would give it a low 10 out of 10. I don't know why. I would give it a low 10 out of 10 because freaking Chocolate Thunder explain why it's, but it's a low 10 out of 10 for me. Now,
Not
now for me, honestly, I gotta say this. As much as I love the film, this film still felt like a Disney Plus film.
It-
I'll say this: it's great to watch in a movie, but in my opinion, as much as I say go watch it on the screen to have support it,
Mhm.
I still kind of felt it was like a Disney Plus film. I mean, maybe because we were so spoiled with Marvel TV shows lately, maybe that's why. But I still need to feel that
I like to call
Marvel-
it. I like to call it Phase 4 syndrome.
Phase 4 syndrome because there's too much for Phase 4 now. Like even Multiverse of Madness. What's funny is I watched Multiverse of Madness in Disney Plus. I'm like, what's funny? I kind of enjoy it more here than the theater. The last Marvel film I actually would enjoy in the theater and enjoy it was legit Spider-Man. Now that was an event. But anyway, so before we leave, Michael, Vanilla Lightning, where can they find you?
Wait. So Michael or Vanilla?
Vanilla Lightning.
Okay, you can find me on Instagram, Boken_Kawato. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKawato. Yes, for this past week and a half, I have been actually streaming as I promised, and I've been consistent. But I'm not doing it today because I already made plans for that. But be sure to see me on Monday. Be sure to see me on Monday where I play more Fallen Order.
Yes. You can find other Chocolate Thunder. I forgot who left. This is social media handle at Kingdom Kid 90, and you can Coffee or Rain. Where can they find you?
Oh, we're never gonna let this go, are we?
Coffee Rain from now on.
You guys can find me on Instagram at RedRanger2134 and hanging out with the Morphin Network and the Buttery Squad.
Awesome. And then you can find me at Dancer Boy 247 Instagram. I have to look. Yeah, here you go. An Instagram account. So you guys find us. So again, this is the Buttery Show. again, go watch Thor: Love and Thunder. It's a really, really good film. Ignore the critics with 71%. It's not there. It's not bad. All right. I don't know why.
It's really not bad.
It's
I
not
mean,
bad.
my personal rule is ignore the critics, whether they say a movie's good or bad. Watch for yourself and make your own opinion.
Yeah, make your own
Exactly.
opinion. Don't like look at as much as like look example. I want to go off topic. Like Batman, the Batman. It was critics called it. Now, did I like it? Yes, but did I love it? No. But I did like. I
Hon-
do respect the concept.
Honestly,
But-
for me, the Batman was boring.
Yeah.
It was a little boring. I mean, I do respect what they're trying to do with that aspect, but it was okay film. I wouldn't say I hate it, but I won't rewatch it. For like, while I would watch it, maybe I'm bored, but like an actual like, yeah. Anyway, guys, this is the Buttery Show again. See you guys possibly on Monday as if you guys are a Morphin Network fan, the return of someone that's crazy, possibly.
Would you say someone who is reckless?
Someone's reckless and is also maybe a psycho. Possibly. As he maybe he makes his grand return. You don't know. For Morphin Network fans, you probably know who this guy is. Having his own solo podcast. I miss that crazy psycho. Anyway, guys. Again, also tomorrow I will be uploading for your Kingdom Hearts fans. I interviewed the voice of Xemnas himself. Also for Naruto fans, he was also the voice of Kurama at Anime Expo. So yes. And why is copyright blocking the screen?
Because I'm mad at you.
Oh, wait, I was thinking Yu Yu Hakusho, not Naruto.
All right,
I
guys.
swear, one of these days, the two of them have to team up.
Oh my god, yes. All right, guys. This is a This is a Buttery Show, and we're gonna sign out. See, have a good nice weekend, guys. Bye. Bye. I'm voting.